Hello everyone, this is Nocturne, and welcome back to some more Minecraft. Ninja is listening to pirate metal. Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and pick up right where we left off last time. All I've done since last episode, the last of the Buildcraft episodes, because I believe last episode was actually the last mining and caving episode, is I just removed the pipes here because I went ahead and filled up all the internal storages, which is, I don't think is something I mentioned, but this over here is actually how much power the machine can store itself, which is nice. It acts like a little bit of a battery, which is why I wasn't too terribly worried about having them hooked up, because they'll store their own power. And I ended up running this guy until he completely ran out of power, so that way when I do break him right now, because that's not where he's going to live, we're not actually going to lose much. 626 Minecraft joules. A little bit, but I'm not going to really worry about it. And also, I went ahead and got ready to do up some Electrum Blend. Now, you have two options here, and I've got them both in my inventory. First, you can take some gold, and you can take some silver, and that gets you Electrum Dust. And you can just stick that in a furnace of any kind, and it will smelt right into Electrum ingots. Or, since we actually went ahead and made it, you can stick gold and silver ingots directly in the induction smelter, and instant Electrum, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to worry about pulverizing or whatnot, although this way, depends. Technically, you spent power to macerate it and then smelt it, and now you're smelting it again. With this one, all you had to do was pulverize it. You didn't have to worry about wasting the time smelting it, but that's okay. We've got our Electrum. This is what we need. I will smelt this later. So now we are finally ready. I was like, why is he on? To get some energy conduits. And we get 4 each, which is great, because this is, like I said, hard to come by. Like I guess last episode I said, 2 episodes ago. This is getting confusing. Anyone else confused? I am. Anyway, hardened glass because of the lead. Lead is pretty rare. Although I think Mistcraft will be able to help us with that, but that's coming at least 5 or 10 episodes from now. So no time soon is what I will say. So what we need to do is let's do 10. 20. I said 20. That's what I meant. Okay, 20. And these, as you will be able to notice, require 50 millibuckets of molten redstone. And we just go ahead and stick those in our transposer, and it fills them right up for us. And actually, since I have plenty of Electrum, let's make the rest of them, because there's actually a decent amount of glass here. Because you guys will notice we are going to end up needing a lot of them. And also, I really want to make sure I drain this entire tank before, which I think shouldn't be a problem. Although I do hope that we leave about 1,000. If we don't, that's okay, because this right here, the redstone energy cell, this is what I was talking about 2 episodes ago, our last Buildcraft episode, is what can actually store Buildcraft energy. As you can see, it stores 600,000 Minecraft joules. It's currently the only form of storable power. Hello, Ninja. Ooh, free gold. Yay! Thank you. Awesome, we got all of them, and we still have 1,000 millibuckets. We have a full bucket. Excellent, excellent. Awesome. Anyway, the redstone energy cell is really the only way to store Minecraft joules that I'm aware of, other than, say, like the internal tank power storage here. But to make one of these, you need all sorts of crazy complicated things, and uh-oh. Well, we'll get to that later. You need 1,000 millibuckets to make it. And bit of a complicated recipe, but we've got all this. It's not terrible. I mean, it's Electrum, Diamond, and more of the hardened glass, which we have tons of. We might have to get into GregTech a little sooner than I wanted, or I might have to spend a bunch of time mining between this episode and next to get the lead. But anyway, now that we got that, yeah, let's go ahead and make it, because I do want to at least get the redstone out of there. So, glass, diamond, and Electrum. come up here and get our diamonds. Those wonderful diamonds Zach donated a few episodes back. There we go, 1 diamond. In the middle with... oh man. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Forgot I needed to actually smelt up the electrum dust. Alright, so we have our energy cell frame empty. So let's go ahead and head downstairs. Get this guy filled up, hopefully using up what's left of the power. Because again, we don't really want to waste if we don't have to. Don't know if you guys can tell, but this is actually the progress bar. Cool little bubbles here. Doesn't take too long. And we are indeed using up quite a bit of power. That's good. The induction smelter, unfortunately, we didn't use all of it, but again, that's okay. We will live. And as far as lead, there is another way to get it, but we have to go the GregTech way. And that is by going and getting galena ore. Galena ore we can actually turn into galena dust in a various manner with all these kinds of machines. But then from that we get galena dust, and again, you guys might notice this is a bit of a combination, because thanks to Greg telling us that it is lead, silver, and sulfur. If we go ahead and take lead, silver, and sulfur, galena dust, and stick it in something, we can eventually, like with this electrolyzer, which I think is going to be our route for the moment, we can actually get the silver, the lead, and the sulfur right out of it. Unfortunately, we get the tiny piles. Tiny piles, you need 4 of each to be able to make a regular dust. But, you know, considering it only takes 2 to get 3, and it's our only route, I can live with it. The industrial blast furnace looks like a nice option, but this is a really high-tech multi-block from GregTech, and very, very expensive. So, we will be making one, definitely. They're fun. But later, much later, when we are a little further along and have some other cool things under our belt. Anyway, I think this should be done now. Awesome. We used up almost all the redstone and all the power. Perfect. I like it when that happens. Alright, I can't really think of anything else I want to do with the induction smelter at the moment. Although, I suppose I can show you something kind of cool. The reason it has 2 slots isn't just for the combination alloys that we've been making, but you can actually use it with, I believe, the ores directly. Let's see, not bauxite. Galena is not going to help us. Let's do a little tin. That'll work. And I think all my sand is in here. Yep, that'll do. And because why not? Woohoo! I love the portable hole. It is so awesome. Oh, thank you, auto refill on the backpack. That was helpful. If you go ahead and stick the ore with some sand, you don't even have to grind it up. It will automatically double your ores for you, which is awesome. It just requires a little bit of sand. So, I think I'm going to do this just to go ahead and try and use up all the power. These 10 will probably use it all up, but once that's done, I will meet you guys upstairs. Well, no, I'll stay here, because now that we have these... you know what, let's do this now. Multitasking for the win. We don't need the wooden pipes anymore. That's cool. We don't even need these guys anymore. You see, I knew there was a reason I had the lever down here, that it was safe. It's because I was thinking way ahead to when we were going to have our redstone energy conduits, and these things are so sweet looking. Animated textures and everything. Molten redstone. Amazing energy conductors. And we can just go ahead and bring them around like so. And they really are very awesome looking. They're so cool. They are next to impossible to break, though. But that's okay. It's good, because you don't want to accidentally break them. Although, if you sneak click with the wrench, they pop right off. And are you done yet? Nope. Alright. Well, again, since we don't have lead, and we do want that industrial electrolyzer, I really didn't want to have to switch back to industrial craft right away, but, you know, since we need to, since Origin hasn't been kind to us on this map, go ahead and do that now. So, let's see. Electrolyzer. Not this one, but this one. Also a bit expensive. We're going to need the regular extractor from Industrial Craft, the regular electrolyzer from Industrial Craft, and a magnetizer from Industrial Craft. Magnetizers are kind of cool. You used to be able to make almost an elevator system with iron fence posts with them. The electrolyzer in Industrial Craft really wasn't all that entirely useful. Really all you could do with it was create electrolyzed water cells, which sort of served as a secondary battery. You guys can go check the Industrial Craft wiki on that. In my opinion, they're kind of obsolete, but also we need the extractor, which we know all about. These refined iron plates, on the other hand... GregTech! Alright, this is going to be a little trickier than I thought. We may have to hold off a bit on certain things, as Greg has decided to make things more complicated than need be. Oh, excellent, we used up all the power. Perfect. Stick that back in here. And... stop bouncing, silly thing. We can start getting our redstone energy conduits up here ready to power everything. Oh yeah. What we're eventually going to do is, like I said, we're going to put the redstone energy cells down here, and they're going to be storing all the power. And I think what I might do is, I might put them up here instead, just because I want the power going into them and then out. But we'll see. Yeah, so the whole GregTech changing how you make things is a little tricky. I believe that was my TeamSpeak, losing connection to the other server I'm sitting on at the moment. Magma Crucible, Liquid Transposer. Nice. Our machine room is starting to fill out. Yeah, Greg went and decided that, hey, you know what would be awesome? A plate bending machine. Those would be fun. And when he did that, he did his wonderful recipe hacking and removed the ability to make plates in any way but with his plate bending machine. So things like the advanced alloy that many of you might know from Industrial Craft for making the advanced machines that I'd love to upgrade to requires the plate bending machine now. And like back when we were showing you the trade stations in my secret admin room, we have iridium plates as a trade because, again, yes, Greg made that require the plate bending machine. Although in the version we're running on the server, because it's the latest one he had for 147, it has a fun bug in which he forgot to actually add the recipe for the iridium alloy ingots that go into the plate pressing machine to make the plates you need. So that's lots of fun, and why we have the trade station. And if you hear a little bit of frustration in my voice when talking GregTech, you might understand why now. And I do give him a lot of crap, but he does add some cool stuff later on. It's just annoying that he's interrupting my early to mid-game play. GregTech! Anyway, so since we are going to need these iron plates, which is just refined iron in the plate bending machine, we're apparently going to need also a plate bending machine. So, we were going to need one anyway, so I'm not too upset about that. And as you guys can see, it's only a low voltage machine. Requires a couple compressors, the pistons, and if you would get off the Buildcraft gates. Come on. Pretty sure it's just, there you go, electronic circuits. And this new fun little thing he added, the conveyor module, which is... Now, before you guys can start screaming, which, to be fair, all of us on the server did when we saw this, what do you mean I need plates to make the plate bending machine? GregTech! Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. there's page 2. So, refined iron, glass, battery, and electronic circuits. So, fortunately, we have project tables to help us cover all those. Not that one. This one. Electronic circuit. I'm going to need, well, lots. So I'm just going to grab 10. And we are going to need some batteries. Let's see, what are we going to need? One for you. And let's see, what was the... extractor? Nope. Electrolyzer? Nope. Magnetizer? Nope. Okay, good. So, just one. Perfect. And now if we go back to our bending machine, we see we're going to need 4 pistons, 2 compressors, and actually I think what I'm going to do, as much as it pains me... not the tree tap. The wrench. I am actually going to grab these guys up. These are the extractors. I haven't really used the compressors yet, so I'm not too upset. And hey, I get to repurpose my overclockers, which is cool. To the really slow machine. And we'll go ahead and pick this guy up. Make sure he is in lossless. And I don't think you need to sneak, but I always seem to. Yeah. Alright, we'll pick those guys up, and now we have a place for our 2 new machines, our plate bending machine and our electrolyzer. Kind of nice how that worked out. So first, we need 4 more pistons, 2 circuits, and we need this conveyor machine thingamawhat's-it. We need our 3 glass. We need 4 pistons, which... did I leave over here? I left over here. That's okay. Made a bunch of extra pistons for the Buildcraft house because of all the engines we were going to be making. I thought that's the only place I was going to be needing them. We shall come over here and snag a couple more. Guys can see I made quite a few. Alright, so we need first the conveyor module. So refined iron is all we're missing. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Little glass on top. And electronic circuit, and a battery. Gets us a conveyor module, which is kind of cool looking, but it's only a crafting item. You can't do anything with it afterwards. And now the pistons, and this guy. And can't wait till we get an upgraded version of EE where the question mark actually shows up in this. But for now, we can just try and do our best to remember that pistons in the corners, that is definitely easy enough to remember. Pistons in the corners, these here, okay, I lied. Compressors on the sides, those things I picked up that I was just talking about. And, of course, our conveyor module gets us the plate bending machine. Excellent. And since we know we've already got low voltage running through this line, I'm not worried about placing this guy down. And kind of a plain texture. Not entirely sure why there's a hole in the back. Maybe he's added universal electricity support. I don't know. Or maybe it's just backwards. Either way, we have our interface. So, since we know we're going to need them, I'm going to grab a good half stack of these because, well, we're going to need lots of them. And I'm just going to toss these guys in here, and ta-da! Iron plates. Refined iron plates. Not entirely positive on these. I think this requires redstone signal. This is possibly auto-eject. Again, this is a new machine to me recently, so I will do a little research between episodes and let you guys know about that. Alright, so now for the fun one. The electrolyzer. It's only 3 machines, some plates, and some advanced circuits, right? Not a problem. The extractor. Not bad. The electrolyzer. Not terrible. The magnetizer, they don't look terrible, they just take a while. And since you guys have seen those recipes, let me go ahead and craft those up off screen, and I will be right back. Alright, I got most of the things crafted, and in the meantime, our iron plate's finished, which is good, because we're actually going to be needing them. So, the only thing I have left to craft is the magnetizer, which I wanted to do on screen with you guys, because I didn't actually show you the recipe for the iron fences. Just like regular wooden fences, but with refined iron. Gets you 12. So, we need to put fences on top and bottom, a machine block, and the sides with redstone. Gets us the magnetizer. And then, of course, I always get these backwards. Electrolyzer in the middle. And this on the side. Was it the advanced circuits? Yes, it was the advanced circuits. Darn. That's okay. We can take care of that quite easily with this plan right here. Ta-da! All done. Nice and simple. I love project plans. So, electrolyzer in the middle, magnetizer on the bottom, extractor on top, and the plates that we just had to make on the corners. And huzzah! Industrial electrolyzer! Victory! You can't beat me, Greg! Actually. Alright, now one thing to note about the tooltip here, it says max EU per packet is 128. That means that's the most you can give it, not what it requires. So giving it 32 off our low voltage, perfectly fine. And give it a second to load. There we go. Industrial electrolyzer. So now I can actually go and grind up some of this galena ore. Get us some galena dust. And I can finally get to at least having a little bit of lead. And this is really just sort of an emergency way of doing so. You guys might also be wondering why I went and used the compressors like that. Technically, thanks to Greg's meddling with plates, the compressor doesn't really have a whole lot of purpose now in Industrial Craft, so I'm actually kind of glad we made 2 of them, because it's going to come in very handy. And since we have it, it'll make a nice transition once we're done getting our farms and Buildcraft awesomeness up and running. It's always so rainy here. Alright, that's enough to get started. Just run over here, and I don't believe we need any cells to go with it, because there's no gases being made. I don't think it's nighttime yet, Ninja. It's, like, getting close, though. Yeah, don't need any cells. And just stick them in here, and off it goes all by itself. Let's see. Pull this back up real quick. You guys might notice with my texture pack, unfortunately you can't actually read very easily what it says down here. But if we go ahead and grab up, yeah, we can grab it all up now since we have it. Find a nice white surface to look at. I know, this is kind of ghetto, I do apologize. We can actually see, there we go, I can read it now. This is apparently a bug with either GregTech or NEI or the texture pack. I can't remember who it was, but I know in 1.5 this is fixed. So anyway, it will take 50 seconds and 120,000 EU to do this for us. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and toss the rest in here, just because it will take so long. But we've already got our first tiny pile of lead dust. Excellent. We aren't going to be stopped by Greg. Not today, Greg. Not today. He's become the supervillain of Minecraft, I swear. Although, unfortunately, we are getting kind of close to the end of today's episode. We do have our first machines here, which is awesome. We can finally start doing some things. I think, I might... give me a few seconds. I'm going to think about this real quick. Alright, a little bit of change of location. We are actually getting a bit close to the end, so really wanted to just kind of think through a few things and give the electrolyzer a little time to wait. And fortunately, we've got just enough tiny piles of lead to get our first 3 bit of lead dust, which does not go in the macerator, Nocturne. You need sleep. There we go. Lead. 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 Excellent. Now we can finally get back on track. Apologies for the bit of a derailment. Feel free to send nasty notes to Greg. Tell him I sent you. Redstone energy cell. 3 electrum. 1 conductance coil, which is different from the reception coil, as it needs electrum. And the lead we just took that wonderful sidetrack to get. So, let's see. Electrum. Since I know there's redstone here, that's why we're stopping off. Conductance coil. Lead. Electrum. And, oh yes, our very first redstone energy cell. This is a momentous day. We can finally start storing some of the power we're generating. I no longer really have to worry about, entirely, I should say, wasting anything. Yes! And it connects automatically, and we have our first redstone energy cell. It too has a really nice looking UI. Total power is stored. Max input, max output. Buttons are pretty self-explanatory. I think the only thing to mention is that it goes up by 5 each time, but if you shift, it goes up and down all the way. And if you do control... No, they got rid of control. There used to be a way to fine-tune it to 1 at a time, but I guess that was a number of versions ago. Oh well, that's fine. $50's fine. We shall do like that, and now I can actually turn these guys back on. But one thing to note about the redstone energy conduits, similar to the way we need wooden pipes to act as input-output, these guys actually have a color associated with them. You might notice right here. Blue is for input, and if you whack it with a wrench, orange is for output. So what we're going to want to do is, I guess, pretty much just leave it like this, because we definitely want the power going in here, and, well, you know, on second thought, let's just stick him right here, because that's where he needs to live. And now we can make sure that he's sending power out, and any excess power gets dumped right into our big old battery first. So, let's hit the switch. Ooh, yeah. This is good stuff. Nothing's really going in here, because it's instantly being transferred into our machines upstairs, which, while I was off screen, I took a little bit of time to configure, because that's a little boring, and you really only need to see that once on screen. So, kind of got things like this. Power is generating nice and fast. I love these engines, by the way. First time using them, and I also did check, and... no, wait. I guess I only configured one. I lied. I've been checking the water state, and they are doing just fine. So it might be time, too, to go ahead and craft up the next couple engines and add them in, because I definitely want to have all 4 running. And again, since you guys have seen this already, let me go ahead and take care of this off camera real quick. I'll also be checking the time, too, because I know we are getting close, unfortunately. And I think we'll go ahead and just finish off this episode with getting those new engines down and seeing the first bit of power going into... Ooh. Uh-oh. First bit of power going into our redstone energy cell. This is a problem we're going to have to solve in the future. It's flickering because it's just barely getting power because we completely drained the MFE. You guys may have noticed how much power it was requiring to do just that one operation. Yeah. They weren't playing around. So we are definitely going to need to do some power upgrades here soon, because, like I said many times, this is very good early tier, good for our tier 1 machines, but, ooh, man. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get those combustion engines crafted up, and I will show you guys how we're doing once we've got all 4 running. Looking forward to it. Alright, everybody, we are coming up on that 30-minute mark, so we've got just enough time to go ahead and sit down our next few engines. I went ahead and turned them off because I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to go ahead and mess with each other, being sideways and silly and not outputting to the correct way at once. And also wanted to make sure that we gave them time to both fill up. There we go. Water is filling nicely. Wanted to go double check this real quick to see if we're gonna need another aqueous accumulator or not, or maybe go and do the tank like I mentioned towards the beginning of last episode. Seems to be doing okay, actually. I'm rather surprised. Cool. Hey, if this one works for us, excellent. I wasn't entirely sure. Alright, this one's full, and this one just filled. And we can actually just go ahead and not wait for the fuel. That's not entirely important. We are running... Oh, no. We're actually doing pretty good. We're only down to 50 buckets. Sweet. And we've got another 175 on the way. While this has also been running, we filled our machines upstairs, and we're finally starting to get a little bit in the battery, which is sweet. And you know what? I decided max in, max out. Works good for me. So, you guys ready to see the whole power system in action? Bam. I'm going to assume this is a bit of a update glitch. That is weird. Why are they not all running? Anyone got a clue? Let's try something real quick. We're gonna have a little bit longer of an episode. Sorry, guys. Sometimes loading and unloading the area can help, because it might just be a client-side thing. So, in and out of the nether should be plenty. And if it's not, well, I'll figure out what's going on after today's episode. That is so weird. What's special with you guys now? Alright, well, I guess we'll turn them off for the moment. Unfortunately, we didn't get to have this thing set up quite like I wanted. Like I said, I will figure it out before next episode and show you guys what it was. It's so weird. Anyway, now that we're at the end of the episode, I hope you guys enjoyed. We had a little bit of a sidetrack sojourn quest into GregTech machinery and tomfoolery, which he's been having tons of fun doing with us lately in this Minecraft world. Got to get down our first engines, our first redstone energy cell. Ooh, excellent. And we got our machines moved upstairs, and we got the most important thing, the redstone energy conduits. These are going to be awesome. So, next up, we're going to build out a little more on this. We're going to build some more machines. We're going to eventually wrap this thing around to power our refineries. And I think I also want to go and show you guys what's left of the oil well, since it seems like we've tapped it dry. So, this has been Nocturne. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again next time.